Again.
Dear Lord.
Hello.
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 Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here.
Look, he's a tracker.
Hey, I'm playing Jet Cheng Hu. Rock, earth, possibly lava bender.
Hello, hello. I'm
Right, you're
playing
muted on stream.
1 ton
Yes,
Sue.
someone seems to be muted.
Who?
DM. God. God
DM.
muted.
DM talk?
DM.
Oh, you are muted.
Oh no.
Oh, you have to redo that. Little
You
shield
shouldn't
thing.
be, though. That is very weird. I'm just going to refresh you.
All right, a couple more MIAs in chat, please.
I swear to... Okay, I pressed refresh. Say something?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're here. What the heck? OBS
Thank
literally just like pulls pranks sometimes. It's like you did everything right. Now press refresh and it'll do
It wants you to make sure that everything's working. Oh, anyone else see that? I think my system's having a problem. Hold on.
No, I hear you on stream now.
Well, it's this.
You're good?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off in the middle of everything, but
No, it's perfect. Thank you.
I didn't
Beautiful.
notice.
But yeah, I'm Peter. I'm playing 1 ton Sue, earthbender, and food bender, bending food into his mouth, and ready to kick ass.
Amazing. I'm ready to kick ass too, but I'm not going to repeat that intro until Bernie is here. So Simon is another one of the players who's here.
Hey guys, I'm playing Shen. Do we need a bit of an intro? I feel like that's
We love it. We love to hear it. And then we have Shy.
hello, friends. I am playing Calamitous, your resident spiritual expert.
Born and raised, people. Born and raised.
Damn right.
And here we are. These players are going to be playing in the Avatar Legends framework. The campaign is called Age of Bone, a post-apocalyptic future avatar 1,000 years after the legendary Korra has vanished from the world, and no avatar has been seen since. In all this time, things have started to deteriorate a little. And at this point in time, the lowest point of humanity, just as humans had learned to get along and find balance, a force for evil has spread across the land. Ninjas and dinosaurs have started to encroach upon the continent. All of the coasts at first, but now our young band of adventuring benders, also known as Team Avatar of the Future, have encountered them further and further inland. And the last thing that they saw was that it would be an ordeal, perhaps impossible, without getting at least caught or seen or reported to the enemy to get across their kind of front line. And so our team has turned inwards towards the ancient city of Ba Sing Se, now a treacherous and dangerous ancient civilized city where metal creatures have been known to roam. Last time, Bernie, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can everybody hear Bernie?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Talking to the stream.
I can hear
You guys hear Bernie?
Hello. Howdy,
Yes.
y'all.
Did they say yes?
Yes.
Someone said perfect.
I see yeses.
Someone said no. God damn it.
Perfect.
No, we're good. We're good.
We're good. All right, and my last player, Bernier, is playing as
Rufu, the young gun himself.
wonderful. And back to what I was saying, which was last time on Avatar: Age of Bone, we had our team trekking through the greater wilds in the rain. And as they traveled, the rain began to pour, the darkness of the woods closing in, the humidity rising, and weary from their travels and from all of these discoveries concerning the enemy, they heard a grinding metal sound, and all of a sudden it rushed forward through the brush towards them, and as the screech of metal on metal grew closer and closer and then burst abruptly through the tree line towards them, they see a large metal contraption. These kind of huge, like, tubes. I think that you would all recognize them as pipes, but also poles and things bent around this core of this shining, like, beautiful metal, but completely covered with these rust pieces. And there's something glowing around that shining core. And as it comes closer and closer, you realize that there's these huge 4 arms. Well, I guess they're arms and legs coming out of this like hunk of metal with the shining, gleaming core with light kind of coursing out of it. And as it runs forward, the metal screeching as it moves across itself. Everybody roll me, first of all, and assess the situation.
Don't mind if I do.
Put it through.
Second of all,
Roll to
while
start
you're all
off the
rolling,
session.
you hear a voice. No, coming from the creature. And it's saying, "It's okay. It's okay." Shen, you immediately realize this is Feng.
I would hope so, because just rolled boxcars for a total of 14.
Amazing first roll of the session. That's a less than 5% chance to roll the best roll in the game when 2d6. What did everybody else get?
9
Same.
for Jet.
9.
Oh,
Got
No,
the same.
I got boxers also.
Oh!
There we go, starting off strong.
yo.
We win. We win the game.
Harmonizing, baby.
Holy crap. What did everyone else get?
Me and Shy got 9.
Fact.
Good. Rufu?
Not too bad.
I got 7.
That's hits all around. We love to hear it. But on boxcars, especially, I think so. Everyone else with the hit, this thing is moving really fast, and it's not slowing down as this voice calls out. Everything's going to be okay. The two with boxcars, you see that there are inside of the metal moving pieces that are causing this screeching, and what appear to be like spears and blades are being lined up as it rushes towards you. And I think you on boxcars, I think like the additional information that I'm going to give is essentially it looks like it's loading up and getting ready to fire.
Oh. Excellent.
You know, but as it gets closer, you hear this voice. Don't worry, I'll be there in a second. And it's Feng's voice.
Okay. So
Shen, what do we do?
Fang, I'm counting on you.
Like
You can call.
hold my ground.
Is there a tree or something nearby? I want to hide behind a tree.
So I'm going to give everyone a chance to act. You can do one thing before this thing kind of like rushes up. This is like Princess Mononoke, the demon at the beginning of the movie. It is running as fast as it can towards you.
Earth wall, everybody.
Yeah.
Do we try and stop it, Shen?
Fang, waiting.
Is calling out going to be your action?
Yeah, I'm gonna put myself in front of the
Wall.
others and wait on Fang.
Right. And everybody else, what do you do?
Earth
I'll
wall, baby.
stand.
I want a
stand
tree.
with Shed,
My boy.
but I earth wall the others.
You earth wall the others.
Yeah.
Let me out!
So as everyone goes to stand together, Shen standing strong. This is incredible. You have you have Sue come in behind, push everybody out of the way. I'm going to say that gives the rest of you a chance to act secondly. So that this might change your decision as the machine roars up and pins Shen to the ground. Immediately, you feel it crushing you, Shen. So right away, you're going to take a fatigue,
Okay.
but you're also going to take the doomed status.
All right.
And you hear Fang's voice now, and it says, "Don't worry, it won't be long now."
Can I take the wall that he put
What
up
is a psychotic thing?
and just like push it towards this thing that's on top of Shen?
Yeah, immediately you can kind of like try to attack it and hit it. Roll me like 2d6. We can do like a rely on your skills and training kind of thing.
Oh, god dang. Oh, fuck. That is a 5 plus. Focus 5.
With a 5, it's not enough to remove the doomed status.
I'd like to unlock my
Shen.
moment of balance.
Oh,
Only a second.
Oh,
I'm
fuck.
fucking ready.
But it turns its attention towards Jet, and you like the core like inside moves first, and then the body, the bulk, where all of these like gleaming blades are like coming out now. These rusty, kind of dark modeled weapons that look like weapons that a person would hold, but that are now inside this thing. And the light behind them is what's making them kind of like shine. Rufu, you use your moment of balance. Read it out to me. Read out what your moment of balance does.
The greatest heroes of your age may have overwhelming confidence, but balance isn't about pursuing greatness for the sake of greatness. You find a way to stand with your companions like no one else ever would. Tell the GM how you strike down an impossibly strong enemy or obstacle to protect your friends from harm as the best version of yourself.
Incredible.
How long is this thing? How like long is it in compared to a human? Like this machine that's like moving across the floor of this forest.
So if we were to use like D&D terms where there's like medium, large, and then
Just give me
Huge.
a like just like how long is it in feet? Just randomly like roughly. Longer than a human person?
yeah, it's longer than a human person for sure.
Because what I want to do is I want to turn the ground behind it, like at the back where its weight is, into sand, like quicksand, so that it like tilts up and sinks into the ground a ways. Not all the
So-
way necessarily, but
It's moving like I think you're thinking of this more like a car or a truck or something, or like a mech.
yeah,
It's
you
more
said, yeah, or
fluid than that. Like the arms that are coming out of it are like multi-jointed. So like think of it
Uh-huh.
like if this was Star
Okay.
Wars. Anybody watch The Mandalorian?
Yeah.
yes.
of course.
In the newest season, there's that thing
Ridiculous
in the
case.
near the living waters of Mandalore.
Oh, that
Mhm.
Grievous knockoff.
Yeah, essentially the Grievous knockoff. Well, when it's in its big spider type mech, like it moves that fast, that like liquidy. If anyone's played Horizon Zero Dawn, it moves like the people who came from the Horizon. It moves like their mech.
Okay, so instead of like it falling, can I make a pool of quicksand behind it and then like tendrils of sand like wrap around it and grab onto it and like drag it into the quicksand?
You can absolutely create like a big pool of quicksand and like drag it like fully in.
Yeah.
So you
Maybe even Rufu, like, would Jolo goes and knocks it into the quicksand too once it's restrained to like give it a last push or some shit.
I'm on the same page. As soon as you go and do, I think, an incredible feat of bending, and I think in this moment you're probably mimicking the desert, right? The harshness, so you go into. Yeah, there's something about you where you embody the desert in this second, and you become quicksand, and the pit mirrors you. And as this happens, and you kind of do almost like the mummy, and you like reach out to grab it, and some tendrils of sand come in to grip it in. The sand is like, it's not firm enough to really hold on. Like it's not the mummy. And that's where Jolo comes in. Jolo comes forward. Oof, bounds forward, flips his tail up, and hits the ground. And a huge earthen pillar comes up and knocks it right in the front, and it falls backwards as your tendrils get a much better grip and inside, dragging this in. Shen, immediately the doomed condition is done. You feel, though, like the bruising that it's left behind. And you hear that voice, and it's still Feng's voice, going, "Oh no, don't worry, just wait, it's gonna be okay." And they're like, there's like a scratchy note at the end of that, as the like two only like the two front legs are like flailing and like scrabbling at the sides. Do you fully kind of just like submerge it, or do you want to leave like part of it like exposed? You're using your moment of balance.
I'll leave like the head exposed just for a moment, and I'll look to Shen, and I'll be like, I don't know if I can hold it forever unless I do this now.
It's a recording. It's not her.
I'll just dump it into the ground.
Last thing you hear as you drag it under is, "No, wait, I'm real." And it
I'll pop it back up.
you can start to like unearth it again. But I'm gonna say in this moment, like, it is fully captured as of the moment of balance. So that scene is over just as it begun.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Rufu, what the heck?
How did you do that?
Joel nudges you.
What?
But if you want to, do you want to like immediately try to like start popping it back up, like carefully, like
Just enough that like it's not, I guess, suffocating. I'll make like a cylindrical hole, just that you can see around where like the opening was. But
yeah, sure. So you can like push some dirt down and essentially make a hole that goes like right to it. Yeah, and not like a huge hole, like a smallish hole.
Yeah, enough to breathe.
Yeah, so you do this and you hear, "Oh no, it's dark in here. Just please, it's going to be okay. Wait, just wait."
What's Fang?
I don't like
Do you
this
know
thing.
who I am?
Yes.
Who am I?
That's me. Don't worry.
Hello.
I think this machine has appropriated what it's heard, and it's kind of parroting back almost semi-appropriate responses.
I don't know what any of that means.
I like that you're trying to talk to a weird monster that tried to eat your face off. So, can you just let it?
Don't kill me.
You have bruises. Kaloni's gonna poke whatever bruising he has, and then waterbend heal it.
I'm fine, really, but I didn't know these machines are capable of such feats. Has Shen seen this kind of machine he was around the ancient city last?
No. So the machines that you've seen were considerably less active than this. They were more boxy. A lot of them had like treads or wheels type of thing. This is something I think wholly new. And this I think you would have heard of like campsite stories potentially of like scary machines that walked on two legs and like came for you in the night and dragged you from your tent, and like people would be drinking and laughing about that kind of stuff, and like like at Fang's party and things like that. But it's not something that people seriously would actually talk about.
Okay. All right. Well, it's real in the sense that these machines seem to have some sort of semi-consciousness. They seem to be aware of themselves, but they're just basically repeating back things they've heard, snippets of conversation that they've heard.
My brain hurts. What? How? It's a machine. What?
Well, like this, and I'm gonna. Have you guys never seen like a tape recorder?
Would we have seen a tape recorder?
No. I would have
A what?
never seen
No,
it.
absolutely not.
Because you said it's a recording before, and I'm like, would I even know what that word means?
Okay, so Shen's like, okay, like this, and he's gonna take out the recording that he from Fang, and he's gonna play it.
You all hear that
Cute.
tone voice? So it's Fang's voice. It's a match.
How did you fit him in there?
That's the same voice.
Yeah. This machine, I guess the best way to explain it would be copies what you say to it and repeats it back to you.
Is it safe? Like poke it? Is it gonna try and kill us?
This thing is, that thing apparently isn't. And yeah, I found that out the hard way. Kind of rubs his ribs a little bit.
So it lied. They can lie, these things?
It's using its voice like an animal cry.
You
Wait,
hear
I
that
guess.
the thing like talking again. I think like every once in a while it's gonna like chime up and be like, "Hey, just wait, help me, help, help. It's dark. Gonna be okay."
But it's asking for help. Maybe it's misunderstood.
Well,
Let's just
I mean,
leave
I
it buried and keep on our way.
did give it that chance to stop, and I kind of regret it now.
Should we just leave it here?
Ananta's like looking into the hole, kind of like, this gives me the shivers. I don't know. It's machined metal that's alive.
Maybe we should
Yeah.
fill up the hole again.
What if you just bring it up a little, and we can like be there to encase it again if something happens? It's asking for help. I mean, we should just at least listen.
It's not going to say anything else.
Can I feel anything from this creature?
Do you take a moment to do so?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would do that while they're arguing and talking to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you kind of like, you're near Nanta. Roll me that harmony as you try to
11.
feel something. Perfect. On 11. How do you try and feel out to this thing?
Honestly, she probably just would ask Ananta to, keep an eye out as she sits down and doesn't meditate, but tries to reach out with her like spirit center to see if she can just feel like a soul or something coming from this random creature now buried.
Yeah, absolutely. So you close your eyes, and Antag, nods at you before you do so. And as you do that thing that spirits do and feel outside of yourself, there's a ton of spiritual energy down that hole.
Oh,
And I
wow.
think you had an 11, so on an absolute success, you recognize that this spirit energy is very similar to the spirit energy that you've perceived from the ninjas.
Oh. Oh, it's giving off like a negative, tormented / controlled energy.
No. So the ninjas have like a corrupted, like twisted spirit energy, right?
Okay.
And this feels like it's a twisted spirit energy, but maybe not corrupted so much. Like this is alien to you, but it's alien in a way that it's like looking in a mirror and knowing it's not you.
Okay. I guess that will take a couple of minutes, question mark?
But so the rest of you are talking, Ananta's
Yeah.
there.
Just look, like, say anything to it, and it'll repeat back the same things over and over. Like, ask how we can help it.
Yeah.
Say anything.
What do you need? Well, we're here to help. We just need to know what you need.
I'm not.
And it just says back, it's going to be okay. Just wait. Don't kill me.
It didn't say "don't kill me" before, right?
It did.
Okay.
Yeah, it's.
There's sometimes there's like a new phrase that comes up that it hasn't said yet, kind of thing, but then it repeats it again.
Ask it what we're waiting for. Because that scares me more.
Yeah. What are we waiting for? We're waiting. Now what?
It's going to be okay.
What's gonna be okay?
Now let's go.
It has the
Okay.
same responses. It's more or less.
Come on, Jet, let's go.
Jolo's like at the hole, like sniffing it, like.
Kalani will literally leap out of this earth prison that she's in. And Joel, get away from that. It's the spiritual energy of that thing is terrifying, and it's just twisted in a terribly uncomfortable way. We should just leave it where it is. It's definitely not. There's something wrong with it, and just like Mr. M, is Mr. M still here?
Yup.
Mr. M, is this what you guys were talking about? You and the other
What?
lords? The other lords were saying the city was overrun with these beasts, and you wanted the city to be rid of them, right? So is this one of them?
Oh yeah.
You see? Leave it down there. Put more sand on top.
If you're sure, Mr. M.
Start shoving more sand, burying it deeper.
That's a shame. That would be a really
Compact it.
good, interesting thing.
Oh,
Maybe we can find a smaller one.
okay. Sorry, Mr. Thing.
Yeah, I think you almost feel like the ground like shaking a little bit as you're near it. Like you can kind of like feel it struggling under the earth as it's like trying to move.
Yeah, get it deeper.
Okay.
Filling
You
in the
guys
holes
push
in
it, compact it down enough. You don't feel any tremors anymore. You don't know if it's trying to move or not anymore.
Yeah, job well done.
Good job.
Joel, can you just
Let's keep
jump on that
He's just
pile real quick?
Jumping on it and stamping on it. Yeah, absolutely.
But, there's gonna be more of those. The further we get, the closer we get to the ancient.
At least we'll hear them coming.
It's never well, before the last time I was here, they weren't as quick. They weren't moving as much.
I also
Now
think they probably
something
would have
seems
You've
moved.
to
seen
have
these things
powered them
before?
up. Yeah, that's why I told you guys about the ancient city.
I wasn't listening to you.
Wait. I
Well,
wasn't listening either, apparently. But how long ago was this?
a few years now.
Whoa. Well, it can't be that bad.
Before I came to Chu, I traveled a little bit, came here. It's always been an interest of mine. These machines are wonders, and just need to figure out how they work.
Well, if you don't know, I don't stand a chance to understand them.
Well, I mean, look, everything needs study,
Well,
but no one really has a chance to study these things because, well, you saw what that one did.
Yeah.
Let's try and be more careful, I guess.
Yeah.
I may not understand these things, but I know that survival means not letting it jump on you.
I mean, yeah, but it had Feng's voice. So I thought around.
It was very confusing.
Thought
I'll protect you next time, Shen. Pat you on the back.
I would see her again. Thanks, Sue.
Can I push Zoo and be like, next time, don't
Yeah.
block us off?
Yeah,
I try.
I agree.
Just like,
Hey, Shen's a pretty big guy, but if you got crushed by that thing,
well, if you got
I
crushed,
don't know if you would have come. Come on. I got attacked by.
Zoo here.
What was it?
Here.
Dinosaur?
Push.
An Allosaur.
Sue doesn't remember.
You got attacked by as you pondered that moment for a second of like, what was it that
What was it?
actually bit me and scarred my face?
Oh no.
Oh no! The rain. I think everyone feels it pressing down a little bit harder.
I was sure you were going to say the Allosaur crash.
Just you. I think everyone. The ring of battle and the adrenaline of this moment kind of fades a little bit, just enough for you guys to realize it is getting late. It's dark. It's still raining. The threat is underground now. So what do you guys want to do?
Do you want to move a little bit in case it digs up, or?
Yeah, or in case whatever's it's telling us to wait for shows up.
Ananta kind of looks at Chen and says, well, it seems that we didn't want us to actually wait. I think maybe we should camp here, and then we'll know if it escapes or not. Because I don't know if I walk away if I'm going to be able to sleep tonight.
that's fair.
Good point.
Fair enough. We can keep an eye on it. See if it doesn't come back up. If it does, well, Zoo, you'll have a chance to crush it.
And then she's like, maybe not
Do
like
my
right
best.
on top of it. Like walks like a little bit to the side.
Okay, well.
We already have some
Move
walls
off.
over here.
Oh, perfect. All right. So who wants to do what in the evening? We can do our usual evening activities for everybody. Don't forget there are rations that have to be had for a meal that day, today. I will say as well, with the rain that's coming down all the time, you guys don't necessarily need to be finding water. Like you can if just have like a cup, or even like cup your hands out in the rain for a little bit and like drink the water. It's fresh water coming down. Like there are in the forest, right? Even like as the rain falls, there are almost like cups of leaves as the leaves droop, and the leaf will get weighed down. It's like you could almost go up to a plant and just drink the water that it's catching. Small pools form the roots of trees, and like there's just water kind of everywhere. And I think for the first time this day, you'll start to see as the water really is falling quite heavily for the past 2 days. new growth in the forest. And it seems that there's a lot of like small plants and things like that that are starting to poke up out of the wet earth.
Mushrooms, that got anything to do with you?
What?
Are you making everything grow?
Sometimes.
Can't stop the rain at all, can you?
Everything in this bag is going to be dry. Yep.
Well, you don't want that.
You don't want that? The like flap of your bag like pops open, Jet.
Wait, what are you saying?
Waterproof. Yep.
Oh.
So he said everything in the bag was going to be dry, but then you said that you don't want that, and then he popped open.
No.
You start closing it. There's a bunch of water in your bag now.
What's even in here?
What do you keep in that bag?
I mean, now I have no idea. Now that it's a mushroom.
Your stuff is still there.
Did he have any stuff?
I don't
I mean, it
think
just feels like a
canonically I
leather
have any
bag,
stuff.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have heard. There's some new alternate materials to leather, namely being mushroom. Mushroom leather has been growing in popularity. It is, I believe, tougher than actual leather and more flexible, while providing the same awesome feel and look.
Get yours today.
Get yours today. The Hexagon. No, I'm plugging the planet. Everybody be eco-friendly. Stop growing animals. They're really costly.
want a
And there's
mushroom bag.
way too humans already. Until we like start making human leather, I'm gonna recommend mushrooms.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Well,
I've made.
Go on.
so who's doing what?
Well, I'm making the human leather. No. Yeah. So what is everyone doing this evening?
I mean, let's.
Coney needs sleep.
Yeah, that's
Go to
right.
bed early. I'll let you heal one extra fatigue.
Drink your wallet.
I think I'll train more earthbending with Jolo now that he's like actually like training. Like we can work on combos and maybe also train with Boss a little bit if he's around.
Who? The lemur?
The Lemur King? Yeah. The boss lemur.
I'm like, you remembered him?
Remember all the side characters.
You look for Bob, and you see him in a tree above you. And he looks at you with his one good eye. And you can tell that he's like, what the fuck was that? He for all of his manly, or I shouldn't say manly, his macho lemur energy, he is deathly afraid of the thing that just tore through here.
I go, Boss, don't worry, I buried it. Like it was nothing. Go
Roll
on.
with harmony to try and get to know this pet a little bit more.
Sure.
I can call it that. Colonia, are you actually going right to sleep?
No, I'm still debating.
Boxcars, baby.
Fucking kidding me? We ended last session with, I think, 2 snake eyes. We started this session with 2 box cars.
3.
now.
My gosh. I love it. I love to hear it. So you say this, and you were the one who essentially defeated this thing. And he'll come down the tree. And I think for the first time, he'll settle in your lap. And he'll do that thing where he's like presents his back to you like a monkey and is like, pick my fleas. you start kind of grooming him, and then as a sign of respect, when you're done, he will do the same to you. This I'm gonna say this was gonna be your evening activity though.
Okay, that's fine. There's some chunky ones, so.
Yeah, but your ration is taken
Count
care
as his ration.
Yeah, absolutely.
The
Disgusting.
theme.
What does everyone else do?
Another drink.
Oh no.
Hunting.
Yeah, it's been a couple days since I was contributing to the hunt, so I'll go with Shen if you want to do something else. Zoo.
Sure. I'll watch the mound of dirt.
You want
Train.
to build maybe a cabin
Train with
first?
Joe.
Like a bit more of the cabin.
Oh yeah.
Train with Joe. He needs
Okay, I'll
training
train with
up.
Joe. I can't
Train
do
him by
everything. I only have
building
one
Joe
cabin.
will help you build the shelter.
Beautiful.
There you go. Yeah.
So you guys will together, and he's going to kind of like start putting up earth walls, but they're more like that pillar that he made. It's like he'll do that, but a bit longer, and then he'll try to
Okay.
make
I'll
it a
have
bit
him-
thinner.
Yeah, I'll let him like shape it at first, and then I'll just refine it so that it's more suitable.
Make the pillars.
And then I'll see like if he can replicate it with each one.
Perfect. So yeah, so you guys kind of spend the time doing that, making up a little shelter for everybody. He learned earthbending last time with you guys, so now he's learned but not practiced. That's the hierarchy, right?
Yeah. Learned, practice,
Master.
mastered.
Yeah, learn, practice, mastered. Blah blah blah. Can only, and then so. Yep. So technically, to make something practice, you have to use it in combat, and he did. With the moment of balance, and I think to honor the multiple boxcars that have been going on, and the moment of balance being used, each of you only get 2 of those for the entire game that we're going to be playing together. I'm going to say that he moves to the practice during this little session with Sue. And as you go, you give him some good tips, and he starts to, instead of just his tail and kind of stomping, he starts to incorporate his like arms into it, and you can see him go from like a forward dinosaur stance to, in some cases, like more upright as he like fully lifts the earth and like gets like the good form that an earthbender essentially needs to have, that solid form like the earth itself.
Interesting.
It's beautiful.
Amazing. So you guys make some shelter. He makes his own little, he's got his own little dino hut now. He doesn't have to snore next to everybody. Not just like, oh my god, thank god.
Rufu's gonna be right there anyways with him.
Of course.
Perfect. So Ananta is going to go with you to get food. Jet and Shen, you're also doing that?
Yep, hunting.
Correct.
How many of these sessions until we have it, like as an official thing?
I think he said 4.
Yeah, you have to succeed 4
For
within
survival?
7 days.
All right.
I already have 4. Does that
I have 3 and 1.
help me at this?
You've succeeded 4 times.
Yeah.
So if you succeed 4 times, you've learned the hunting technique. And if you've learned the hunting technique, you can add your your focus to your like survival rolls.
Cool. Okay.
Or
so
hunting
that'll be
technique, survival technique, then the survival technique, I think is.
That'll be a 10 then.
A 7.
Right, a 7 to 10. That's an absolute success. So that's 2, and a success. So that's 3. Ananta fails, unfortunately.
Wait, I was gonna also join the hunt because
I thought you were sleeping.
no, I said I was debating on what to do because I jumped into sleeping too early. I only had 1 fatigue, and I don't think that's necessary to sleep.
Sure. Ananta looks back at you.
Yeah, she's coming. She's definitely just gonna scamper off and be like, "Yeah, I'll find something."
Roll it up.
And it's focus or it's flat, right?
It's flat unless you've trained 4 times in the last 7 days.
Trained or hunted?
Yes, I
Hunted is training. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's
doing
been
this
3
is
times.
making you better.
Yeah. Okay,
So
so
if
no.
you
Fuck.
succeed this time, you learn it.
I miss. Let's fucking go.
Do you miss by 1?
I did miss my 1.
You did miss by 1.
I got a 6, yeah.
Mr. Mushroom is going to give you a +1.
Oh, Mr. Mushroom.
Wow.
Mr. Mushroom is a GM, right? That might in my fucking notes.
So like you're about to like go for like a poisonous mushroom, and he's like, "Not that one, the other one."
Oh, thank you.
Poisonous
Amazing. Also, this is the second time it's going to happen. So now the mechanic will be revealed. If 4 of you hunt at the same time, you automatically get an extra ration.
Oh,
Okay.
You cover a wide enough area that you just find more stuff.
Wow.
Right? It's like because you're passing each other's trails, you're going to miss less things. I think that makes a lot of sense. So we got 2 from Shen, 1 from Jet, 1 from Coloni, and 1 from the 4 of you. So you get 5 today. Rufu got 1 already in the fleas.
So you only need to use 1.
You have 6 down for today.
That's good because we're running out slowly.
Mr. Mushroom.
Right? So you guys are getting ready to sleep. You've been posting watches for the last while. It's up to you if you want to post a watch tonight as well.
Yeah, I'll go watch first.
Tonight's probably the best night to post a watch so far.
Yeah.
So I'll volunteer
Shen's-
as well.
Shen will take another watch.
out of curiosity, would it be an additional or would I be incapable of placing? Never mind. Actually, that's ridiculous. It was a bad idea. Ignore me. Keep going.
Like a water trap? Is that what you're saying?
I was gonna place
Never doubt
an ice
yourself.
trap, but it's gonna melt.
Yeah, in the rain especially.
Yeah, I think
unfortunately.
especially with the rain. 100%.
Yeah. So ignore.
Not a bad idea. I mean, somebody could see Coloni kind of like, should I put traps around? I think
Should we put traps. Ours won't melt.
potentially an Earthbender could spend their evening activity making traps.
Oh, it's a bit too late then.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit too late tonight if you guys want to get a good sleep.
Make some pitfalls.
But Jolo's like, I wish he could talk because he'd be like, "I'm a Earthbender," like Scooby Doo.
That was just something stupid.
Please just give him a
Not
warning.
only the avatar, but we can speak. Now.
Please just.
Amazing. It's like that one anime where I don't know if anyone else has seen Durarara.
Yeah.
Heard of it.
Amazing, but one of the best things that I've seen to date was that when he speaks to characters in the show, he's like, "Yes, of course," and he's like this Russian speaking Japanese, and it's really bad. And then they do a full episode from his point of view, and he's like speaking so eloquently, and because it's his head narration, so it's like this is how he sees the world, and
Sounds
he's,
much better.
yeah, he's perfectly capable and amazing, but all anyone ever knows of him is like, "Yeah, of course," and like. Essentially Jolo, like I do a bunch of gestures all the time, but it's like I can fully speak and think.
Of course, I've never had any doubt.
Until that one time you spoke to him.
Speaking to him every day.
So here we are doing the watches. So who's taking the first watch? And who's second? Who's
Me
third?
first.
Me does, yeah.
All right, then I'll be third.
And your third. Jet. Your watch starts. It's late at night. No roll necessary. You hear the rain. It blankets everything. And although it is loud, and I think that everyone probably you get a better sleep during the rainy season. It's that white noise that lulls you. The croaks of frog moths. No one here is afraid of moths, right? I had someone who was deathly afraid of moths as a friend once.
But you did say frog moth, did you?
I did say frog moths. Yes.
So are these just like frogs with like moth wings?
Essentially.
Oh,
Essentially.
geez. All right.
Frogs with moth wings and like fuzzy feelers. They're both fuzzy and a little bit slimy. It's incredible.
Sounds delicious.
Technically, with the type of forest that we're in, they're not frogs, they're toads, so they'd be toad moths.
I'll keep them away from Rufu.
Less tasty.
Less tasty.
Why are they spicy?
No.
The tongue.
Your mouth gets all inflamed.
My tongue, yeah.
There you go.
You hear the soft mating calls of the toad moths, and the hushing sound of the rain, the breeze, the leaves. You don't feel any tremors. Your watch passes fairly quickly.
All right. Hey, Rufu. Sorry. It's your watch.
I was dreaming of these delicious little morsels. They were like flying bugs, but lizards or something.
Oh, I think that was the... I don't want to ruin your dream. Maybe they're out there.
And then there's like, look to the left and look to the right. They're like all over the place. Ah, this is the best watch ever.
Your watch starts, Rufu. You see a flicker of light. Then another flicker. And another one. But I think you quickly realize these are fireflies.
Would I realize that?
There are
there
an
fireflies in the
approximation
desert?
of this from your desert.
Okay.
I think they were.
Okay.
You're just saying like it's spicy. Like you don't eat the fireflies in the desert because they'll burn your tongue off.
They're
They're filled
spicy.
with
Right.
some sort of a chemical liquid in there that you do not want to eat.
Understood. I know something about them. Okay, so I just honestly probably just enjoy them. Like sit there and listen and maybe like pet boss.
And boss is sticking with you. So you kind of like pet boss. He's like on your shoulder. You can kind of like give him some rubs. He's not going to do the whole like intimate go in your lap again just yet. But he's like sticking on you now.
Cool.
And so you spend the same ASMR experience, the rain, the croaks. I'm just having a lot of fun making that one
My
sound.
stomach.
Your stomach rumbles a little bit. The night goes deeper. Your watch ends, and we go on to the next.
Is my go yet, Rufu?
Yeah, you're already awake. Wow, you scared me.
Couldn't quite get to sleep yet, but tossing and turning.
Yeah, I guess I'll head back to sleep. It kind of feels weird to head back to sleep now, but do you want me to stay up with you?
I mean, if you want to, but if you need sleep, go for it. Get your rest.
I slept a little before. I think I'm okay. I can't go back to sleep now. Come on, let's just spend the rest of the time together. We never get to talk.
All right, yeah. Gotta tell you a bit about the desert. How is it being raised?
Well, I don't know. I guess it's all I really know. I don't remember my people parents. But they lived in the desert,
Right.
that I know. Although I never found anybody after.
Did you go hunting with your mom and siblings, or was the food brought to you?
Oh, we went hunting all the time. That's why Joe and I we used to be a team back then too, getting little lizards and those little rabbit keets. They're like rabbits mixed with some sort of bird, a parakeet of some sort, and there were some other things there. I don't really know what they are, but I ate them. That's for sure. Lots of bugs too. Go scrambling for bugs, find a rotten cactus, drink its juice, and well, that's a whole nother experience.
It's good not to be picky, I suppose. But then, how'd you learn your bending?
I just always
just
had
kinda-
bending.
Yeah, but no one kind of taught you the motions or anything. Like,
I'll remind
Nope.
you, Rufu, there was a kindly old man who taught you words because you lived with two dinosaurs who couldn't speak.
There was an old man who lived out in the wastes, like an Obi-Wan style. I don't remember this.
He was
Discuss
much
this.
plumper than Obi-Wan, and he had a top bun. And
But the vibe,
he drank a lot of tea.
that's fine. That's more than fine. That's incredible, actually.
Oh,
Because he was living in. So the kindly old man taught me words and like unlocked the potential of my bending.
Maybe he explained some like.
What did I call him? What did I
He
call
gave
him?
you context. What did you call him?
Yes, I must
called
have had a
him-
name for when I seen him.
He told you
Uncle?
to call him Uncle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. My, there's this old man out there. His name's Uncle, and yeah, he showed me a little thing or two.
okay. Well, no, it's. I was wondering, in the desert, with nobody there, maybe Joel already had access to his bending then. But I guess it wasn't him that taught you.
No, I never seen Jolo Ben until the day before last.
All right.
But I should talk to him now about Uncle, because now I'm remembering Uncle.
crazy.
I'll also say
Uh,
this has always been planned, and it was part of your backstory from the first time we spoke about your character, because it immediately came up that was like, oh, if I lived with dinosaurs, how did I learn to speak? And you had to communicate with everyone else in the party. I just want to throw that out there so the audience know. I didn't just make this up on the spot. This is like from the beginning of the campaign.
My stoner ass fucking forgot.
That's perfect. I mean, he's probably like, he didn't stick around, right? He wasn't there your whole life. He was only there to teach you. And once you learn, like,
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he was like in and out,
absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
he was not like let me go see. Like, he just showed up,
Like Gandalf.
taught you some stuff, yeah, and then disappeared. Would show up again. Oh, do you remember what I taught you? And you're like, sure. What do you care about this person, right?
Well, it was probably fun to see somebody just like me. He's the only one who kind of looked like me and had the same appendages as me.
So he looked kind of like you, but probably a little bit not. He looked more like one of the spirits that you would probably more often see in the desert. So there were dinosaurs around, but you would recognize spirits, and he looked more like one of those. So it's like he had a face and a form kind of like you, but wisps of like steam kind of like drifting. Even like the clothes that he wore seemed to be made of like mossy and leafy and kind of like Rudy, like almost like druidic. Like I think definitely felt like maybe they didn't belong in the desert.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
What was my mother's relation to uncle and to the spirits in general?
She never saw uncle. And in terms of the spirits, the dinosaurs and the spirits were they did not necessarily work together.
They left each other alone.
They would mostly leave each other. You're not vying for the same resources, is that I think the way that I want to say it. Right? So it's
Okay,
like
yeah.
if
So
you're
they
looking
don't have
for
any
water and
reason
food.
to really interact.
Yeah. And like you can't really eat a spirit, so you're not going to bother them. Like, you know, and they're not looking to eat food either, so they're not going to take stuff from you. So it's kind of like a non-interaction type thing. You can like bother them and bug them, but spirits can be powerful. So, you know, Helenich would have told you like, no, like don't do that.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's a nice backstory.
So yeah,
They
we're
taught
talking
you
about-
well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, with
Yeah.
what you pulled off this afternoon, thank you. Again, by the way, I said it before, but that was quite a feat of bending.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty good, so just remember that. But you're
Yeah.
welcome.
You are.
Did you guys finish
You
this?
did well.
I think you hear like a rustling. And as you look, you see those footprints again. In camp.
The giant dinosaur footprints?
The giant footprints that you saw.
We didn't
And they
notice
seem-
before.
Things that you saw that other time in camp that you were like, how did this thing get into camp and walk right through us? You see them kind of like a few steps at the edge of camp, and then they immediately turn and leave.
Can
Almost
I
like-
attempt to restrain when I see like the first steps into camp?
Oh no, you're
No, well,
like
they're
you're
not
looking at
moving.
some like a small trail of like. it's a
Okay, so they're not like
semicircle.
forming before our very eyes.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
they're
exactly.
done. It's like you heard the rustling, turned and looked, and there's like a little bit of a trail that kind of like is a half circle where it kind of comes into camp and then leaves immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you go look, which I'm assuming you probably are like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Again, it's that they appear all of a sudden and then disappear all of a sudden.
Something's following us, I guess. These are the same footprints that we saw a couple nights ago.
How did we not see it? Something this big. They're not. It's cows. I don't
It's
understand.
dark. I mean, if you look, you can hardly see Jolo sometimes in this dark, forested.
This thing's bigger than
Rainy.
Jolo. And it just came right up to camp. We should. That's.
Both of you roll me and assess the situation.
Okay.
Assessing situation.
It's another boxcars. So
Yeah.
14.
Jesus, and I got double ones.
Both sides of the scale.
Hey guys.
In this case, I'm going to say, Rufu, you're not going to sleep well as a result of this because you can't fathom how something could have gotten to a camp again during your watch and gotten away. So your maximum fatigue gain is 1 from this rest.
I gain 1 fatigue.
You usually would gain 2 from a rough sleep, and you're only going to get 1.
That's fine. I only had one anyway.
Well, I guess it wasn't that much of a penalty then, was it? Shen,
No,
on
it
the
was.
boxcars, you find one strand of white hair. Long
hair.
white hair. Like, pretty long.
So, kind of like pull it up and everything.
Yeah. Very
Have you ever
weirdly.
seen
Yeah.
a dinosaur with fur?
Feathers, yeah, but not fur.
Where's Jet's bag?
Yeah, you see it like near him, like where he's sleeping.
Yeah.
Like, can carry it in there?
As you approach, you hear like Mr. Mushroom, and he's like, "You want to put that in here?"
You're not gonna eat it, are you?
Nope.
We want to put it
Right.
inside you.
Opens up.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it dry. Okay,
Yup.
thanks. All right. So, well, I guess we'll keep an eye out for something white and furry.
The night
I don't
passes.
know.
You don't see anything else. And the sun rises on a new day as you all awake to Shen and Rufu up for some reason, as they seem to be scanning around camp, kind of on alert.
Morning.
Hey, found something weird last night. We put it
no.
in Jet's bag for safekeeping.
What?
What was it?
Just a strand of white hair, but we found it near the these dinosaur footprints.
White hair? Like fur or
Yeah,
like people hair?
fur, I think. Like, it's thick enough that it's
Just
not
go in the
human
bag
hair.
and look at it.
Oh, I don't want to stick my hand in there.
Wait, what color is Mr. Mushroom? Is he like beige? Beige is like close to white? Like, is it going to be very hard to see?
hairy?
A single...
What color was your bag before?
I was thinking like brown.
Like brown? So it's as if all the color has been leached from the brown.
Okay.
And it was probably like a canvas bag before, but now it's leather.
Upgrade.
Okay. I don't feel hair. Oh.
Ugh.
Well, I mean, regardless,
Does it trigger any visual memories of mine?
I think you know exactly.
The particular shade of white.
I'll say
see.
that Sue definitely you're thinking it, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, I was
you're like,
thinking.
oh, that's important to me. It could be that. So
Okay. I snatch it out of your hand, Jet. Jet, you remember this? Remember the woman at the
My
or maybe it
grandmother's
was a
hair?
man, I don't know, but at the orphanage. There was somebody with white hair.
oh, the one that jumped out the window?
Yeah.
What?
You think that's
Well, I mean,
Oh, in the church?
it might be
Or
a
in
long
the-
shot, but
I mean, I guess it would make more sense than coming from a dinosaur.
is it like really thin?
It was
Like, is
riding
it
the
literally
dinosaur?
like one strand of hair?
right. Was that direction at me?
Yes, yeah.
What'd you say?
Like, is it like just really, really thin?
Yeah, it's like people hair.
Okay, good, perfect.
I'm not gonna disguise this.
People there.
Just making sure, like,
It's not like a big
Put it in
whisper
Shen's
or
face.
something. Yeah, it's not like rigid.
Does it have split
Yeah,
ends?
true.
Hilarious.
Perfectly healthy hair.
Does it look dyed white or is it natural?
the light.
Bleached.
It feels like it's been this one strand of hair has given you a lot, a lot to go on.
I assess the situation.
DNA test. Let's go.
We're on
Well-
Dimensionauts.
All right. Well, I guess we'll keep an eye out for
Where are we?
person as well. But yeah, just to say that
I think
there was
So-
also a dinosaur close to camp last night.
so. One thing on what Shen said, Rufu. I don't know if I want you to roll for this because it's something that you would know. Dinosaurs are not just scaly.
Feathery.
He
They got
mentioned
feathers.
feathers as well.
Yeah, dinosaurs have feathers. Dinosaurs also have fur in some instances. Like they have stuff on their skin. They have skin in some instances, and they have scales. We're using the modern definition of dinosaurs for everybody at home. Dinosaurs were not just scaly reptiles across the board. Humans often mischaracterize animals that have been fossilized that we find the bones of, and we do not place enough fat or muscle and tissue around said bones. And a really interesting exercise for everybody at home: look up the skeleton of a swan, and you will see what looks like a freaking raptor. But if you look at a swan, it
And
looks
chicken too.
nothing like. And so there's been comparisons of the T-Rex compared to like a chicken or a chick. And so it
Giant
just
chicken
like you could
roaming
have had a
giraffe.
huge fatty round, and those little arms could have been little wings that helped it
You
turn.
don't get the name.
And so I subscribe
Here.
to these theories. I think that they're pointed. They make a lot of sense. They absolutely match up with everything we see in modern day biology and science and history. And so, Rufu, you've observed these things to an extent.
For no reason, Rufu just goes, no homework. No homework. No homework.
You know about
Absolutely.
homework, Rufu?
Sorry, I just blacked out for a second.
Okay. Follow you. It was something you wouldn't really. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm right. So, dinosaur came to camp and left.
Yeah, that happened
Not
before.
really sure. Yeah, well, last time it walked through the camp, right? This time it kind of just came to the periphery.
But it came while we were here. We were both awake.
Yeah. Guess it saw
We
us
didn't see
awake
it.
and
Yeah, can I see the
We didn't hear
footprints?
didn't.
You can go take a look at the footprints. They are the same as last time.
Checks.
So they look like
Giant swan.
chicken footprints. There's like the 3 prong in front and the 1 prong in the back. I can't make my hand do that though. Yeah.
It's got to be really quiet.
There you go.
You guys were awake, and it just
Joel, how quiet can you be?
it's pretty quiet.
Yeah.
And you
that's-
only heard like a faint like not quite that loud.
Oh, you only
Is that-
heard this little
that Joel?
little sound.
Almost like a breeze, like a rustling, like some feathers knocked against each
The
other.
good news is, if it wanted to attack us, it probably would have, right?
Assume so.
Why can't it just give us a ride where we need to go and stop messing around?
Doesn't seem to want to get too
Anyways.
close to us while we're awake, anyways. But regardless, should we
Yeah, let's keep on moving.
continue on?
Yeah, sure.
The machine didn't come back up to like throughout the night, so I think we're pretty good. Didn't feel
No
any
tremors,
vibrations.
no nothing. You guys observed nothing in accordance with that.
So think we're safe to go on. You alright with that, Nanta?
She shrugs.
All right, good enough for me.
Right as I'm ever going to be. She does, I think, come over to you, Shen, as you guys start to leave, and kind of like in hushed tones. Will there be more things like that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Sorry, but the ancient city's full of those kinds of machines. Maybe not exactly that shape, but yeah, there's more.
I see. Okay. And as she walks, you see Ananta begin to, and she had like these like flowy kind of like robes, and she begins to like from within her robes. There's like these like straps, and it straps down all the flowiness.
She's getting bad already.
She has like a battle outfit, and so all of that like extra loose robe turns into essentially a cloth armor as it's bunched together so that it's a little bit more durable in certain places. Essentially vulnerabilities around your ribs and neck and things like that. So she kind of looks like a Anbu, like a shinobi almost, of the Air Nation. And so you can see her like very Naruto style, like those long like needles that like some of those ninjas use from the anime, and like I think you guys probably recognize what I'm talking about a little bit. And like small like tube pouches and things like that. She reveals kind of like what was underneath the whole time. But she seems ready to act in these cases. Now everybody roll me for your travel for the day.
Ananta just Naruto running.
Yeah, kind of.
Got an 8.
6.
First one's a 5, second one's a 5, so it's 10.
8.
9.
That's all of us.
It's only one failure for the day. So you guys make good progress today.
Eager to get away.
There's only 5 total. It's 3 for progress, so you don't make double speed. But you do make good speed. So let me take a look at the map. You are... Oh, right. You're there. So you make double speed, or almost double speed. Okay. So you come to... Yeah, I'm not going to draw it on the map necessarily, but I will zoom in. Oops. Take that out.
What do you got in there? What do you hide?
And you see the outer edge of this wall. And it is not necessarily, I think, a wall per se. It's more of a clear delineation between where the forest is. And so the trees essentially go right up to this point. And then there's this hard, like tumbled rock and a natural barrier that forms where a tree just could not grow, right? It'll grow all crooked and fall. And indeed, I think you see at the edges of this, it's like some trees have fallen. Like smaller trees that have like tried to grow. But there's something strange about this. And it's that the rock and earth in some places seem freshly churned. And Shen, this is something that you know, like the area of the ancient city stays this way. Right? And it's partially because of the autonomous objects.
But the fresh earth being overturned is something else.
You think that it's probably it's partly to do with that. And so I think with all the good progress that you have, you make it to almost this delineation point. It's before you, but it's going to take like too much time to like make it to the top or make it over to do it like before, like it's already, the sun is setting. You haven't encountered anything today. It did rain all day, and so I do need everyone to mark a fatigue for traveling in the rain. And as you approach this, the rain begins to get heavier.
How much fatigue did we recoup last night?
Last night you recouped 2 fatigue for sleeping in rough.
Okay.
Yeah. I think everyone's pretty okay on fatigue right now.
Did you take me from the travel?
Just
Take
one
one.
from now.
The one, okay.
Smoke my mic.
Thank you, thank you.
Everyone's sound off. Is it? Everyone's like good on fatigue. Like I think everyone's essentially at 0 fatigue.
I'm at 2.
Well, with
just,
this one,
just one now.
Oh yeah, with this one, but yeah. So essentially, everyone is not like overwhelmed with tiredness, is what I want to say. The journey is tiring at times, but you are able to catch your breath and get your rest.
I'm whelmed with tiredness.
Whelmed with tiredness. Excuse me. Night falls here, and the rain deepens, heavy over the land. Mud begins to form here. And I think that everyone now, you know that this wet season is really starting to come in. And it's not really going to stop raining all that often.
Gross.
And as the mud and like the ground begin to like soften and it becomes like muddy everywhere, it's going to be harder and harder, I think, to travel, especially on an unbeaten path. All right, so traveling in the rain is now going to cost 2 fatigue mechanically.
Well, damn.
How far are we from the city, roughly?
we're at the delineation between the forest and the interior.
Yeah.
But
Out
we
of
can still make
campaign,
our.
This is the outer limits, quote unquote, of Bossing, say, 1,000 years in the future. So I think that should give
It's
you
a
guys as players
forest.
a little bit of an idea. Like Bossing Say is enormous. Like it's from space.
Yeah,
you can see
farmlands
it.
first, and then yeah.
Yeah, we're going into the outer city. I understood, but it's now forest.
Everything up until now has been forest, and you can't see over this like rocky like bulge of the land. Like potentially, like you could go do that now, but it is also night, so you're not going to see too much.
Gotcha.
So as this happens, you guys made good progress. today. You found out some information. You know what's going on with the weather. Nothing stopped you today. And I think you had an absolute win the night before. So what do you guys all do this evening? Jolo is going to prepare the kind of shelter for everybody, and kind of prepare the shelter, and then think to like move all of the mud out of like where the shelter is, and make some like small like ankle high walls, so that you have a very dry interior, and like no water is going to pool back in.
I'll supervise him.
I mean, you can start like you watch him start doing it, and he's getting it.
Yeah.
So if you want to do something else with your evening,
Fast learner. Yeah, sure. We haven't gotten dried yet, so I think in my mind, I'll just go hunting if anybody wants to join. If we need more food.
I'll go hunting.
I could start another, I don't want to call it fire, but, hot pit.
Hit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
200.
Channel-
The sound of a hot pit.
I'll also go hunting.
3 hunters.
I guess Colony will also hunt.
Ananta can go. She'll look at you and be like, "Do you want me to instead?"
I mean, whatever you want. If you're feeling it, it's fine. I can.
You see her like do like a side stretch, and she's like, "I'll do it," and then goes hunting. So we have 4 hunters, which means you get your extra food.
I'll try and dry the area, I guess.
Sure. You keep it extra dry. Any remnants of mud that Jolo left behind, and he did leave some, you clear out. And it's kind of cozy in here tonight. I think everyone will gain an extra fatigue from this sleep. Or, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You'll rest up a little bit better.
It's really
Terrible
cozy. You'll be
sleep. Everyone gets more
extra
fucking
tired.
Perfect. Is that your evening activity, Kaloni?
Yeah, I don't know what else I would do, to be honest.
There's not much to do. You guys are in the wild. There's nobody else to talk to but yourselves. And there's food to be had. So you guys get one ration automatically. The rest of my hunters, kind of please roll it up.
8.
4. That's 2 rations so far.
Guys.
What is the plus to? Because I
What's
succeeded.
your
so-
focus?
Okay, cool.
If you're,
Well,
if it's learned,
you're not
that's an
rolling for
11.
rations.
I was right. I didn't have to go. Well,
Yeah, but Ananta failed, unfortunately. And we have an
That's
11,
okay, I
which
also
is
failed.
actually 2. So that's 4 total. So not bad.
Can I roll for boss? Can boss help me?
Boss
Or boss
will
help
give
me
you
with
a
the 11.
+1 if you're 1 below failing. So if you're at a 9, he'll boost you to a 10, and if you're at a 6, he'll boost you to a 7.
Okay.
Okay, so
So fairly
that's
useful.
not. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we got 4. So I'll use 3.
And as a reminder, boss is not counting towards the rations, correct?
Yeah, no, but Jolo does.
I don't think so.
No, he finds his own food. He's fine. It's just not enough to sustain like anyone else. It's like a couple small bugs, and he's like, I'm good. I can do it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So use 3 more rations, and we're set for the night.
I'll roll for.
But like we come back like just soaked to the bone, basically.
Pretty much soaked to the bone. Konohana is going to try and help. Jet, how many successes do you have on bending so far?
Before what I just rolled, I had 2, 3. No, 2.
You had 2 successes.
2 successes.
And how many failures do you have in the last 7 days?
None before now. I just got snake eyes.
Ooh. With snake eyes, I'm going to say that it costs you a fatigue to do this. Not the end of the world in this
More
case.
than fair.
But you also fail. So you have 1 failure and 2 successes. Konohana and you work together. And I think you start to get why this is hard.
Yeah.
Earth has been solid to you your whole life. And now you're figuring out that maybe it's not.
So have I seen this, by the way?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Or
you
do I
probably
come
get
back
and-
in time just to watch him?
Sure. Yeah, you can like see Jet kind of like trying to do this.
Okay. Because I have a move called an open, where I can learn techniques from other skills and trainings as long as I have a teacher. So I'm gonna.
Sorry, you lagged out for a second, and I didn't
Sorry.
hear the last part.
So as long as I have a teacher, I can learn skills and techniques from other trainings.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna just keep an eye out on what he's doing.
Sure.
This guy.
Jet is not a teacher. I mean, he has a
Absolutely.
teacher is someone who has
Absolutely.
mastered a skill, at the least.
Yeah, no, but just kind of to get an idea at first.
You need a master's degree in the Avatar Age of Bone world to teach something. The bar's a little bit higher.
It's okay, because I also have when someone uses an unknown technique, I can also shift my balance towards excellence and learn it.
Nice.
Right
you're
now, I'm not going to do
towards.
so.
Oh,
Are you
I'm
towards,
towards
community right now?
excellence.
Well, you're towards it, so you could technically.
I could, but he's not using a technique yet.
That's true. That is actually true.
Till then.
Perfect. We're not going faster than I wanted. So that is made. So here you guys are. It's night. It's time for bed. What are the watches?
I'll take first.
I can take second.
Su, Shen,
Go
Ananta.
Oh.
Fucking, I said it first.
Too slow, Jet.
You're too slow.
I can use the extra sleep.
You go to bed. Everyone goes to bed except Sue. Sue, you're awake in the wee hours
Keep my eyes on the
of
skies.
the evening. Wee hours? It would be the way hours. The lady. It's the stars are out, but you can't see them. There's thick foliage, heavy rain and clouds. I think you see a bit of like a mist. It's warm tonight. And I guess, is fog when it's warm and mist when it's cold? Is that what it is?
That sounds right.
Honestly, not sure.
I feel like that's right in my heart. So
It always seems like fog. to
It'll
me.
be right for now.
It's your world, baby.
for now, so a little bit of fog, just low ground fog of like steam and heat and all of this together, especially near the camp. I think it's like as like the wetness tries to close in on your camp, it's like pushing back a little bit with like the nice warm pit, the body heat of everyone in kind of one hut that Jolo's made. You could kind of like look at his handiwork, and he seems to have like he made like one big bubble, but there's like little divots where everyone should sleep, with like a bigger divot for him, so you can all share that warmth together.
It's perfect.
Sky.
You don't see anything in particular, and if you will, then your watch will pass without incident.
All right. Well, after it passes, I go to wake up Shen, I believe was next. I wake up Shen.
Yeah.
You're next, right?
Nothing. All right.
Nope.
Yeah.
All right, good luck.
All right. Wait, you saw something?
No,
Oh,
I,
all right.
I just like roll over and fall asleep.
Shit. He might have seen something. Quick. Stay alert. And it kind of just like patrols around the hut.
So you patrol, and it doesn't seem that there's anything going on in the forest tonight. It is a little bit quiet, but I think that you probably recognize that the freshly like churned earth, the fact that there is this delineation here, that means that nature can't really take a hold right on that barrier. So it's not a place that animals would like go home, or insects or anything of that sort. But it makes sense that they would go a little bit more into the woods, a little bit away from this.
Just
So
more
it's like it's
than
almost
just
as if there's a
physical.
quiet wall.
Yeah.
Other than
Okay.
that, your watch passes.
I'll go wake up Nanta.
Nanto wakes up,
Hey.
cracks her neck, nods at you.
Nothing to report.
Nods again, and she kind of melds back into the shadows and disappears.
All right. He's going to go into his own nook.
Nanta's watch passes. No one hears her as she kind of practices some forms in the darkness, some fighting techniques that she hasn't in a while, traveling with all of you. And the sun rises on a new day in our universe. Everyone wakes up from their sleep. Ananta's here. She says, I haven't seen anything all evening. There didn't seem to be any problems. You can see that she is damp and like, you know, she must have been like patrolling, and so she kind of goes by the fire pit to the earth pit and begins to warm up a little bit before you guys go for your day.
So that sleep were good for one, at least.
That was a 3 fatiguer for everybody in your nice dry spot that you had that Kaloni helped prepare. So two of you, and again, I think I'll reveal a little mechanic. If two of you are putting into a spot like preparing camp, then you heal an extra fatigue. You make it a little bit more comfortable.
Cool.
All right.
Now you guys know 2 people setting up camp, 4 people looking for food. There's a little.
6.
Oh no, there's 6. How can it's like almost perfect. So, what do you guys do? Do you go straight over this? Do you follow it around? There's a rock and earth tumble, a delineation in the forest, a bump, a bit of a hill, as we say in the business.
At this point, I think we just go over. I can see
See
what's
what's
up there.
through it.
How big?
Get a
How
good view
tall
from
is
the
the
top.
wall?
It's like a legit hill. Like if you went to like a park in Montreal and it was like you wanted to like tube down a hill,
Good tube hill.
little tube hill. So it's like you can't see over it.
Okay.
See.
A little rougher to climb up this than like a tube hill.
Look, we can probably make it a bit easier to climb.
Make stairs on the way up, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely move the earth in front of you. so
Ananta
you
could
don't have
probably jump up.
she'll wait till you guys make some stairs and kind of go
Yeah.
after you.
Wow.
Shen will go up.
Way easier. Give me a marching order as you guys. Who's making the stairs?
Shen can do it if no one else is gonna.
Amazing.
I'll
can
follow
all-
behind Shen.
Roll me a
Oh, all
reliance
4 of
on
us?
training. Just to wait. You
we
guys
B-boy
all make
dance?
individual stairs.
No.
Just 4 different sets of stairs.
Can it just be like 4 people wide the entire way up? Just like a
It
massive
feels
staircase.
excessive.
If you want to do that.
It'll become like a
Just the 4
landing.
of us just.
Ananta and Colonia are just walking up behind the 4 boys as they make steps, and then Jolo's
You guys
bringing
wanna
up the
work-
rear.
The 4 together again
Yes,
at like the
please.
bridge with Colonian. Not to behind. Roll harmony instead of with focus.
Harmony?
Okay, wait.
Okay,
But that's worse for me.
that's
Yeah.
a 10.
7, 8.
Ooh, 12.
8. Not 10.
It's an 8 for me.
Most beautiful stairs.
12, 10, and 10, and
8.
8. You guys make perfect stairs
Yes.
going up here.
We're getting practice at this point.
Getting better at this, yeah.
Make a bridge. We're making
Come here, boys.
stairs.
So that's the second time you guys have done that within 7 days. And I think that everyone at this point realizes
We're the Stairmaster.
that you can learn a kind of work together technique.
Oh, I love this.
You mean tag team that the Bold has?
Yeah, I'm not going to call it tag team because I think that's another skill from another playbook.
It's the Bold.
It is the bold.
bold
So it's akin
I
to
use
that.
tag team all the time.
It's akin to that where I'll let you, if you work together in the future and you've started practicing and mastering this type of thing, you can use something else to roll instead of harmony, which I believe is not great for everybody. And you won't potentially have to be of the same discipline.
Interesting.
Is why I'm calling it work together.
Work together. Seal.
Work away.
Holy
It's not that. Don't
Would this
look
count as our first time training or our second time?
This is the second time.
Okay.
I just tend not to tell you guys when you do something too good.
Then we do it again, and it's okay to tell.
Exactly. Once you repeat it, I'm like, yes, I see a pattern here. Perfect. You make stairs.
Gotta be something good from 4 benders. 5 now.
How's the view?
technically.
5 technically. Oh, you know what?
Come on, Joe.
Jolo, let's go.
Come on, Jolo.
Does he know what stairs are?
10.
Yes, he does.
It's a 10.
He
10
saw us
plus
do it, and then he
harmony
started.
He's a really good visual learner.
bonus. No. Essentially, I think he's probably like you guys are like going up like 4 abreast together, and then he's coming behind you and like perfecting them, like almost like making like handrails on the side.
He's so
And yeah.
talented.
The 5 earthbenders and an airbender and a waterbender make their way up to the top of the staircase, which is the top of the hill, the top of the rise. And here you will see in the gray light of the dawn what is before you. A complete and utter change of scenery. There is no forest past this point. You see mud churned. You see the remnants, I think, of crops and just generally like foliage and vine, or not vines, like roots and things like that, as if the fields have been turned. So with the wet season coming in, the softening of the mud and all this, you have a long ways ahead of you of like a goopy, marshy almost set of fields. And this brown mud goes almost as far as the eye can see forward. Until what can truly be said to be a wall. An imposing, dark, gray wall. And as the light touches it, you see faint, almost like rainbow colors, depending on how you angle, looking at some of the edges. And I think that for anyone here at the table, you'll recognize it's as if you were looking at a dirty puddle with that thin layer of oil across the surface.
Multicolored patina. Okay.
Yeah.
So dirty
A rainbow puddle.
but the dirty water rainbow puddle from cars, gasoline, and oil leaking into it. And this is what you see after the mud brown fields that stretch ahead of you.
Looks like it would taste like cotton candy, but it doesn't.
Oh, but the rainbow is not that bright. It is muddy and dark and gray and tall.
Well, what you guys think of the ancient city? There it is.
You came back.
Good
Yep.
question.
Did you go all the way into the city, Jen?
I don't think he's gone that far into the city. He's definitely gone up to the walls and like looked over, but he probably hasn't forayed far in.
So you think you've looked into the city?
Yeah, because at that point, like he knew he wasn't with an expedition team, so he didn't have any backup. But
Mhm.
he felt like he could at least look into the city, see around the walls. But he wasn't able to go further. He wasn't able to push himself.
Okay, so you know then specifically, as opposed to the rest of everybody here, that after that wall, there is another wall, And that wall is a deep black, blacker than midnight. And it seems to be sucking the light out of the very world around it. It looks like an absence of space. For those of you at home, that is a real color that scientists have invented in our world, and it is absolutely terrifying to look at. It really looks like there's nothing there in front of you, even if it's a 3D object. And that's what you saw. So the center of the city looks like it's gone. In the city, there are things moving around here and there. So I think you would have noticed some of the machines moving. And I think that making it to the wall, you would also know there are machines in the fields. Not all the time, and of varying sizes. And so when you came by, that there was like a large one, like maybe in the distance. So it was heading away from you, and you were able to get all the way to the wall and then leave. But there are plowers that you've seen, that you know of.
Yeah. Cloney, I think I might know what's twisting the energy that you're feeling. But we're going to have to get to that wall to fully see it.
All the way up there.
Yep, past these fields.
Can we make an elevator?
Well,
A what?
we have
A lift?
once we get there, that'll be a good idea.
Roll.
Watch out. These fields have some more
Lots
creatures
of
in them. Watch
threats.
out.
Oh,
Ooh, that's bad.
snake eye.
I'm gonna mark a fatigue to roll with action.
I'm also gonna. Oh wait, no, it's too late. I didn't. Fuck.
I don't know your roll yet.
Oh, doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can.
I already rolled though. I can't. I can't do that.
5?
6.
I got a 7.
2. Kill me.
4.
You got a 2?
Yeah.
Snake eyes.
Is that snake eyes?
So many
That's,
snake.
it said 1 + 1 = 2.
Snake eyes. It
Double
is.
snake eyes.
Damn. This is a bad day for us.
It was a great day in the
Oh, we're
beginning.
gonna. Oh
What did
no.
Rufu get?
Teeds.
Yesterday. It was so great.
Rufu
I got a 4.
I think.
Got a 4, huh?
Yeah. Huh?
Huh?
Alright, what's
6
happening to us?
fails.
So it's raining. Everyone take a fatigue.
Yeah.
2 fatigue or 1 fatigue?
Oh, sorry. Thank you for reminding me. 2 fatigue.
You butthead.
And everyone
supposed to
take
do
an
homework, right?
additional fatigue from the mud
No.
as you start to
I'm
make your
almost
way
dead.
through.
God.
Wait, how much in total? 3?
3 right now.
For each of the snake eyes, you take another fatigue.
So that's 2.
No.
So...
All of us, or just the people who rolled it?
Just the people who rolled
Okay.
this.
Oh.
Well,
Okay.
let me just check my notes. Let me just check. My
Oh
notes.
no! Please don't consult.
Anyone with snake eyes takes a fatigue and slows the journey. So,
Okay.
so the 2 people who rolled
Goddamn.
snake eyes, you take that extra fatigue. It is arduous to get through this. The scenery is bleak and monotonous. You walk, and it's like, I wonder has anyone else read a novel where they describe walking towards a mountain, and as you walk, it seems that you get no closer.
It's always the same size in the horizon.
Essentially, because nothing else around you is changing. And that's essentially what's happening here. You have no sense of how close or how much progress you've made. And indeed, it feels like not much progress has been made because of all the slipping and mud. You're somehow dirty and wet, even in the rain. It's not washing off the dirt because the dirt just keeps splashing back onto you. Jolo looks very tired, like shin deep in mud as his large dinosaur footfalls kind of sink in and stick out, and does it again.
Can we use earthbending to try and like put our feet on solid ground?
I think at some point you have to. It's like the mud is so bad that your like whole leg is going to get swallowed up in the mud, and you have to kind of bend it out and then try and bend yourself some solid ground to
And
be
bending
on
for so long over the
and
course of
go.
the day tires us out.
to
Awesome.
maintain that concentration and do it. And so you guys make your way into the muddy fields. And I think, Shen, the thought of maybe getting some food from the farm, like from the agricultural land here, has been banished from your mind. When you last came, it was in a warm season where plants had grown and vegetables were there, and now it's been churned.
All right.
As you go, you see black smoke billowing in the distance. Kind of like behind the wall. It's like coming out the side of the wall almost. And it seems to be moving a little bit. And you see coming around, nearing the end of the day, what looks to be one of these large machines, the large plowers. And you can see great gouts of mud being tossed up in its wake, thrown around. On Double's snake eyes, you see another one coming around the other side.
How close to us and how close to the wall?
They look like, I mean, they look, you can tell they're huge, but they are very far, and they are coming out from behind that wall. Like, I think because you know how big the wall is, to see them kind of like juxtapose like small against the wall, you're like, you like put your fingers and you're like, okay, and you like measure up and you're like, oh no, they're big. So they're far enough away that, you know, they're like a day away at your walking speed at least, if not 2 or 3, like based on your speed today.
So you don't have to worry about that at the very least.
Not
right now.
Not right now.
Okay.
Please.
Have to watch out for those. Yeah, it definitely sucks.
Be terrible.
Can we
Maybe
fit
we
in-
put the camp in a little hole tonight.
Oh,
As
I don't
evening
think
sets,
we're going hunting tonight, guys.
as evening sets,
So
I don't have the energy for that.
you realize that these things have moved a lot faster than you've been walking.
Oh no.
It's
closer
not
to
still not a
us.
problem today or tonight probably, but they are moving quick, and they
they're
are
coming-
moving faster than you. They're coming towards you.
I speak that tonight. But
Everybody, tell me
see,
what you're doing
make-
for the evening.
I want to dig
maybe
a.
we should all make camp.
I want to like.
Yeah, make camp.
I
How
wanna
many
earthbend
people do
out
we have
like a
making
little
camp?
cave.
All of us.
Everyone. We work together.
Amazing. All right, so I got all
Once
5 of my
again.
players. I got Jolo and I got Ananta.
No, wait a
And
minute.
boss.
Does anybody look extremely tired? Like, very exhausted?
I'm at 4 fatigue.
Same.
Okay. Well, I mean, I am also, so...
Oh shit.
I feel, I guess I want to try and, fuck, I don't want to choose between you two.
Let the dice
Choose
decide.
yourself.
Yeah, true. Okay, I have a pretty good relationship with Kaloni now with our bonding. I see
We're
you look as
friends.
tired as I, and I know my boys got each other's backs, but I know sometimes you go off and do your own thing with the spirits, and so I'll come up to you, and I'll help like pull mud off of your body. I'll give you like my mushroom to eat. Like, don't worry about like the rat. Like, we'll split up the rest of the rations. You can just have this. It's actually really. It's like jerky. It's pretty good.
It's-
It's a little tough, but it's good.
Thank you, Jay. You didn't have to. She's definitely not used to this, and she looks at the jerky and she's like, "This is not Mr. M, right? You didn't.
Well,
We're good. It's fine."
I mean, it was him, kind of.
What?
It's like it's like I actually don't know. He kind of left it behind.
I think, where's your backpack when you're doing this?
I probably still have it on me.
You're wearing it, and you hear a voice that says, "It's my flesh."
But he's a mushroom. Don't forget, it's not like human flesh. It's mushroom flesh.
Fudge.
Okay. She's gonna very timidly take a bite of that. But
So
yeah,
he
she'll
can be
accept the
giving us
help.
rations now?
Yeah,
He always had.
Yeah, I think it was like 5 to start with.
Yeah.
Give it that fucking. Ew.
And
Cordyceps, guy.
I'll thank you again, Kaloni, for all your help with Konohana. I really appreciate it. I know we could be a little. I don't know. I'm sure it's weird to travel with a bunch of earthbenders, but we really appreciate not only your help but just your presence. You're a great bender, but you seem to be an even better friend to us. So thanks. And that's my way of trying to guide and comfort you.
Oh, thanks.
Konohana likes you, so that makes me like you even more, because she's pretty awesome.
I agree.
Oh.
She is pretty awesome.
A better friender. Well said.
Good bender, better friend.
Guiding and comforting. You got to roll.
Yeah.
Are you successful? Colin is pretty swayed by this, so
Okay, come on, baby. A 10.
Nice.
Four,
An
four,
absolute
and two.
success. Do you get an extra bonus?
2 fatigue.
They embrace your guide and comfort. You may also shift their balance. If your balance is off kilter, I got you. But other than that, you can clear a condition or 2 fatigue.
Definitely the 2
Or you
fatigue.
can shut me down and inflict a condition.
Or yeah. That's good. I'll do that. No. Thank you.
Then, yeah, your balance can shift if you want.
With to clear the 2 fatigue? No.
Yeah, on a 10 plus, I can also do the shift of balance.
Oh.
Do you? That's not up to her.
True, huh? I don't even think I
Jeez.
know, like, what kind of things that make up Kaloni in terms of balance. So I guess I wouldn't push for that. But I get to ask you a question, so can I basically ask, like, what your balance is? Like, what your values?
Between
what you
heritage
hold
and
dear to
unity,
you?
I'm really liking heritage right now.
Heritage.
Go Unity.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So you find a little bit about Kaloni. A little bit how she's torn between bringing people together, bringing things together, and being from a spiritual place, spiritual tradition.
Around all of us who aren't spiritual.
Literally in a group of people who don't understand what spirits are.
Yeah.
Except for Rufu and Jello.
I mean, I'm starting to get it. I've always got one with me, so I feel like
when
I
we
understand.
started this journey together with all these characters, I really thought someone would be a waterbender, and then no one was. And then I was like, I guess we're not gonna start the story off with spirits. And that was a really fun
All
curveball.
earthbenders.
All earthbenders,
Still can't
kind of the
believe we
furthest from spirits, canonically.
Yep. Too stubborn.
But here we are in a field full of mud. So we have guide and comfort. Who is doing what? I had a lot of talk of everyone setting up camp together.
Yeah, I'm down to set up camp.
Do we have enough
camp.
rations to do that?
Two camp setup.
We're gonna have to. Because there's nothing around.
I'm helping up with camp. I don't know if you already counted me. Nope. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Chloe's gonna help with camp. Try and make things dry again.
So you guys, excuse me, all start making camp together. Jolo is going to try and find rations since he doesn't eat the dry rations.
I know.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Can't just go out there, bud.
He looks at you. He winks. And he starts to kind of like plow through the earth and overturn it. And eventually finds enough worms that he's able to have a portion of rations for himself. He rolled.
You can't eat mushroom?
Potentially he could.
I'll give him some mushroom. I'll just like take like a layer off your backpack.
Whoa, wait! That's not how we've been eating it.
Let that happen.
No
Oh
way.
my god.
It's like tugging on it. Tugging on it.
No,
Yeah, that was almost an Aang with blubbered seal jerky scene.
It's this. He left it behind when he left my satchel and into my backpack. He left behind this thing, and it's nutritious and delicious.
The rest of his body.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Give it to Joe. Stop being stingy.
Can-
He's the avatar.
Fine, and I'll like try and like rip it in two because there's only two left. Throw him half of the mushroom left. Can't wait.
I mean, he found his ration for today.
Oh.
He's eating these worms.
Okay.
You have it. He like sniffs at it and he like licks his
Boomeranged
lips.
it.
He's like he would eat it.
No, we kind of need to make sure, just in case we can't hunt for a few days. Sorry. Tomorrow, maybe.
Alright. So that's 6 rations used tonight.
And Ananta is going to spend the evening making potions. You guys see her taking out a bunch of these tubes and mixing ingredients together, and then essentially like closing like these tubes back up and like rearranging stuff and all of like her tool belts and things.
Okay.
Unless anyone has anything else, would you like to post a watch?
So the building of the camp, as we're doing that together, is that another instance of working together? Or do we have a roll?
Ooh, is that an... I'll let that be an instance of working together. Everybody can roll harmony to do camp tonight.
But wait, we can tag team so we can roll something else?
Only
Not
one
until we
Or is that just for
have it
stairs?
learned. Yeah.
So that's just for stairs.
You can always take an additional fatigue and roll with your balance.
Yeah, you out of your mind.
Yeah, not
So
having it.
for harmony, that's an 8.
I got a 9.
Hit.
Got a 9 too.
Hit.
Hey.
Cloning.
4.
4 on harmony?
Oh,
You?
no, harmony. Sorry. 12.
Wait,
I clicked on base. I clicked on base and I got the 4.
Okay.
And I rolled
Like,
with
how'd you go
harmony.
from
I got a
4 to
4 plus 5 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 3 equals 12.
Damn.
You can check me in the DM thing.
No.
I'm checking it.
Harmony's
I've start
crazy.
the session, so I don't actually see any logs. Oops.
I mean-
the session just started, guys. We got another 3 hours ahead of us.
What? I must sleep. No.
So you all roll harmony. That's another instance of practicing together. That's 3 of the required 4 with no failures.
shit.
So good job, guys.
Sir.
The DC is pretty hard for this on my end, so it's pretty crazy that you guys have all. If anyone fails the harmony check, the whole thing fails.
I don't get to roll, right? Because I did something else.
Yeah, you're not part of this harmony check.
I just watch you guys working together.
I could be learning that technique.
Team building exercises. Yeah.
4 people set up camp tonight.
Yeah.
You can gain 2 extra fatigue.
Yes, thank you.
4
Thank
is
you.
over.
So on top of how many that we would have gotten?
1, because
Okay.
sleeping in the mud pits is less than a rough sleep. So that
Alright,
means that
so-
you all get 3 total for the evening.
It's pretty good.
Very nice.
Feeling much better.
No complaints here.
Amen, brother.
And yeah,
Who's
so Shen will watch first.
Who else we got?
I'll go.
No.
I'll watch.
Cloney can take a turn.
Pretty freaking tired.
Right? Rufu and cloning. So Shen, you're first up. The rain comes down even harder. You hear the sound of water splashing on water. And you know that it's because the water has formed pools in the mud at this point. It's so saturated. And I think that you hear the faintest rumble in the distance. The silence from the night before is all around you. And that's why it's coming so clear through the rain.
And it's getting louder.
It is getting louder.
They're coming. Alright.
Did we do what I said and we put the camp underground? Like made a little hobbit hole for ourselves?
Are you guys underground? Is that what you wanted?
That was my original idea for when we made camp. So like to try and like make like hide it as best we can. And you can put like little vents so that even if we make our little fire pit, which doesn't produce much smoke, it'll be able to like escape kind of.
You did not make the fire pit tonight, but
Okay. That's fine.
If it's doable, we have a builder in our midst.
you guys are earthbenders. You can do it.
3
Yeah.
earthbenders
Tony's there to
doing
help
this
with
and a waterbender, I
the
think.
molding of the mud. And
Just to make sure the water doesn't come in and fill up the hole in the ground.
so what do the vents look like?
Well, there's no need for the vents really if there's no smoke and heat, right?
I will remind you, you must breathe.
Well, there's
Also
a
raining
main
a lot.
entrance, right? Like there's a big there's probably there has to be a place for us to get in.
So there's how describe to me what this is.
There's a hole in the ground with a slope.
Okay.
When we go into it. And then
Okay.
if there's rain, we can create like a shallow kind of drain not a shallow drain, maybe like a deeper drain, but like at the base
Like
of
little.
where, like, if we create like a divot, like where the entrance to whatever our little cave is, if we
Mhm.
create
Make like a
almost like a
sink
P
drain.
trap, like a P trap, you know, and then fucking
Okay.
drain it from the bottom of the P.
So Shen, you're in this rabbit hole. Do you like go out of it? Like, do you just take your watch kind of like at the entrance to the outside, kind of?
Chen?
I mean, yeah, no. For the watch, he's going to be out because if he can't see inside, he's going to be outside, checking like around and making sure the surroundings. I think like approaches. If
Okay.
anything, he'll make like a little lean-to, just keep the rain, like the worst of the rain, off of him.
Yeah, I don't think you have to do that, but it like your kind of like ankles are like getting splashed by the rain, and as you
Yeah.
go to change watch, you notice that little divot that you guys have made, like the piss hole, as the piss trench as described by Rufu, is
P
almost
trap is
full.
what I said.
The
It's a
P
plumbing
trap
thing. There has to be.
is almost full of water.
It's not for pee. It's not like a pee. Like it's not like urine.
It's got
No,
nothing
you-
to do with
you
wake up in the
peed
middle of the night,
Don't
it's a
don't
plumbing
go
drain.
Renage on
There's a
this
sink,
now.
there's a
Rufu
P-trap
peed in it
under-
before bed for sure. And then Jolo was about to, and Ananta was like, "No, you
Latrine.
do it
Oh, the whole
outside."
place stinks.
Can't argue with you really. If you're saying that, you're saying
Would you not have peed there?
no.
He knows enough not to be so close.
All right,
Real
all right.
piss
You
when
didn't
you
pee
sleep.
there. You
It's
didn't
pretty
pee.
classic. Not since I was
If
12
sh-
years old. And that's as a real person.
If Shen sees that whatever like system they used to try and evacuate the water is filling up too much, he's going to make a divot in the earth away from their sleeping quarters, so that whatever excess rain there is will kind of go and follow that rather.
Sure, so you make like maybe like 2 more holes where like water could like go down into the pee hole, the pee trench. And
You can also just make like a small lean-to over the entrance of the hole.
the water
but
was
if
like
this is already filling up.
splashing from the rain over.
Oh
the...
yeah, that's true.
But yeah.
Torrential downpour.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't have like an opening to the sky like this, just accepting the rain in.
Yeah.
There's something, so 100%. So you do this, Shen, and you watch like the water drain from that trough into the sides where you did it. It seems okay now.
Then I wasn't sure who was going to take the second watch. It was just mentioned 2 other people were going to. I believe it was Kaloni and Rufu.
It's whoever you want to wake up.
So I remember it was definitely Kaloni that said yes. So I'm going to go wake up Kaloni.
Am I like sleeping in water right now?
No, it was not overflowing, but it was
Yeah.
getting full.
Okay, she'll stir.
They're just
and-
mud.
I can't believe you guys walk in this all the time. At
I mean,
least,
we're not always walking in it.
at least at the swamp it was good mud. This is gross mud.
What's the difference?
You'll never understand. And then
I'm not playing it, but alright.
I can't just make you mud from home.
Well, no, but if you know the difference, then we'd understand.
It's the dirt is different. The minerals are, I'm sure, different. You would feel that better than I would. I just think that the water was so nice, and that mud was not all over me. So she's just gonna.
All right.
She's going to the surface world, I guess.
So you go up, you look out, you start to take your watch. And I think that Kaloni, in this moment, you think back to what's been going on. And in this moment, I'd like you to tell me, do you feel more drawn towards heritage right now? And spiritual energies and trying to figure out what's going on? Or do you feel more drawn towards being a part of this traveling group who are trying to get to the Spirit Council?
So that last bit that you said, getting to the Spirit Council is I think, very hard solidified heritage. That's what her father told her to do. And it's something that's like her, not her life goal, but it's her current like main goal. So I feel like getting to the Spirit Council to do Avatar understanding things is more heritage. I was gonna say heritage because like right now I don't recall if Kaloni says she wanted to come to the ancient city. I think she did. Because she wanted to help the spirits while also getting to the Spirit Council so she could figure out if the Avatar spirit could be utilized more. But she found that's so hard.
Yeah, you found some new info. There was something going on. We can do it this way. I'm going to try and call you out to act more on heritage, I think is what I'm aiming for. There's something here, and it's something that has to do with your ancestry. It has to do with spirits. And it's not the reason why you're here.
Okay, so can I just out of logistics? So you pulled me to heritage last time, and then Jet, did you pull me toward Unity
I
earlier?
didn't
or
pull you
left me be?
nowhere.
It's
Yeah,
your
okay.
choice.
No, he said that he pulled. It was a part of his thingy. But he just didn't know the two sides, so he didn't pull. Right? Okay. So then you're going to pull me again to now I'm +2 heritage.
I'm going to try to. You can let it happen, or you can try to deny it. This is a soft GM move.
I think the thing that would reel her back to Unity is the fact that she is currently traveling with the Avatar and is seeing him progress day by day in doing Avatar things. There is success in that, and she thinks that, like, in the back of her mind, like, if they continue to work together, like, the Avatar will become strong enough to do Avatar things. So I'll fight it. What do I have to fight it with?
You're going to deny call out. You're going to deny me, the GM, calling on you to live up to your principle. Roll with that principle. So I need you to roll with heritage. On a hit, you act as I say, and you move towards heritage. And on a 10 plus, my words hit hard. On a miss, you stand strong.
Oh, I rolled with heritage. I got a success so I got an 8.
You got an 8. You can mark fatigue, it says here, to like deny this, but because I'm doing a GM move and it's not a balance move necessarily, I'm not going to allow you to mark fatigue in this case.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry.
No, it's better because I know that the second we start traveling, she's gonna faint. So let's just keep it at that.
You don't faint if you have all fatigue up. You have
It's
also conditions.
Oh, conditions. I thought it was like you become incapable of moving. Isn't that what happened?
Well, if you start taking fatigue while you're full, then you start marking conditions, and then all of your conditions are out of the scene.
Got it.
Quote unquote faint. So we're getting there. We're getting close. I think that this is the hard part. As you think about heritage and you think about unity, and I think that in this moment, the curiosity and the mystery of what's in front of you and what it represents is clear in your mind. And this is the thing, right, that you think about right before you go to sleep. So as you come back down and you're going to wake the next person up, you notice that the water trough is full.
Even Joe, there's that.
She's gonna bend all the water out and just yeah, I guess she's gonna bend the water out and then see if, because it's continuously falling.
Yeah, but you can bend all the water out, and like there's like so you take it out of like the whole reservoirs and splash it back out.
Yeah, splash onto the ground.
And it just splashes into the water that's all around you. You see the raindrops like hitting all the water.
Raindrops.
Phone.
And
then-
who's the person you're waking up?
She's gonna wake up Rufu. And just, I knew you were gonna do that. Just, it's fine. We're fine. It's fine. Okay. It's
I was
really
having
wet
a great
outside.
dream.
About what?
I don't know. It
Being
was some
dry?
delicious morsel.
Oh. Well, it's really, really rainy out there, so just be careful. Maybe, I don't know, make yourself a little alcove or something, but make sure you check the water levels before you come in, because I just emptied it all, and I'm sure it's only going to get worse, so. And she's going to start to, like, to go off, and then she'll be like, and I just want to say it was really impressive however you took care of that giant creepy monster thing. So
Yeah,
if
it was.
we see more, I'm hiding behind you. And then she's just gonna go and lay down.
Okay, well, you hide behind me, but in front of Joe.
Of course, yes, in front of the avatar, always.
Alright, I'll just tuck I'll tuck Boss in to like nestle him in somewhere in Joe's, like on Joe, and then I'll head up, and
As
I'm
you
trying
head
to
up,
be. Oh, okay.
streams of water are pouring down the slide into where you are. You see that it is rapidly filling up the kind of like defense mechanism that you guys have set up.
I'll start to dig the trenches deeper, I guess, then.
Yeah. So you start digging them deeper. You can only dig them so deep, and the water is like flowing, like it's hitting the trough so hard that some of it's like splashing over. And it's like as you're watching, the flow is like getting worse.
Can I start to expand the hole that we dug like away, like almost create like another tunnel away from my friends, like deeper? Like basically, I'm not going to be watching at this point. I'm going to be trying to create. Instead of taking my watch, I'll just try and make sure my friends don't drown.
All right, absolutely, yeah. So you start like, what do I? And you
sorry,
make like
Brent.
some. Yep.
We just got raided.
Oh my
Tabletop
gosh.
anthologies. The party is 7 viewers. Thank you, everyone. Hello, hello.
Oh,
Thank you for
hello,
coming.
everyone. Welcome.
Thank you.
Want to explain
Let's
a
get
little
some
bit about
Hexagon.
Avatar Age?
Drop some rocklys for these raiders.
Should I explain the
Rockley's
campaign
in
that we're doing
chat.
right now?
Yes,
Yeah, quick.
please.
We are playing Avatar Legends as the framework. Usually in this system, you can play in the Avatar: The Last Airbender world or the Avatar Legends of Korra. I'm a crazy person, and I've decided to do post-apocalyptic Avatar. So far in the future, 1,000 years past the last Avatar that was ever known, we find ourselves in the Age of Bone, an age beyond the Age of Stone, lower in technology, but firmer in our beliefs and our balance, our unitedness as humanity. But a darkness has spread across the land. Dinosaurs have begun to invade, and our team Avatar, for an Avatar has been found once again, has discovered that behind the dinosaurs, controlling them, are ninjas. And behind the ninjas is something as of yet unnamed. Currently, we find ourselves in the outskirts of Ba Sing Se, known in this era as the Ancient City, in which strange technology lurks. And currently, Team Avatar has made themselves a little rabbit hole where they've bunkered for the night, but it is now rapidly filling with water. Rufu, as you begin to kind of like make these like side tunnels and divots, the water starts rushing. You go to the top to see what is going on. You don't see Earth anywhere at night. You see
It's just all water.
water as far as you can see. And it's not like it's dark, and so you can't see too far, and it's cloudy and raining still. But now you can see like small lights on those machines that have grown in the distance. Now they're a lot closer. And you can see that not only are there these big lights as they kind of plow through the darkness, there's these smaller lights that are behind them and around them as they come forward. But they're reflected in the water, the moving water. You guys are below the water's surface right now in your hole.
We're drowning.
You're not drowning, but it's the earth. Like, I think as Rufu is watching, it's like whatever small barricade of earth you had at the lip, some of it like crumbles away and like water starts pouring in. And you can quickly kind of like raise the lip a little bit, which definitely helps a lot. But it seems that water is not only like pouring in from the entrance now, it's kind of seeping in through the wet earth underneath. And
Oh gosh.
generally being underground means that you are below water level here.
I guess at a certain point, I'm just going to have to wake everybody up.
Yeah.
And
I
I-
think we'll
so I
wake
mean,
up
like,
naturally,
you-
right?
You said you spend your watch making sure everyone can get sleep. So you shore it up enough that as the dawn begins to creep, maybe just a little bit earlier than everyone would normally get up, you're like, I can't keep doing this. And you're able to wake everybody up. Nanta rubbing her eyes and Jolo getting up. So what do you say to everyone?
It's a lot of water.
What's going
Alright.
on?
Wake up! Time
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go for a swim.
What?
Let's try to do the opposite of that.
I can't swim. You know that.
Chet, you're fine.
Alright.
It's just a dream, but
Boss Limmer gets on top of your head like
Chloe's gonna like try and rush out, and like that's very startling. She's gonna like in her like woken stupor just run up and start bending whatever she sees, like just pushing any water she can away from the entrance.
Wait, there are things up there. Don't go.
Too late.
you get
Wait,
to the
but-
top. You can like take a bunch of moisture with you. You see the machines coming, and they're causing like rippling waves towards where you are, and these waves are lapping up against the short walls that Rufu. The short walls are now like waist height, full of water within here. It is raining hard. Cats and dogs, ladies and gentlemen.
Should we make
water
tunnels?
is pouring down.
No, I'm asking the boys that are like into like, should we just make tunnels?
can we close it
Tunnels
off?
in there
Maybe?
going?
Just for a little bit.
Yeah, that's it.
We have to breathe.
Bring Cloney in, close it off, make tunnels. At a certain point, we need to breathe, so make like small little breathing holes in the earth. But
Little
I-
little breathing holes.
if we have those machines right there, I don't think we're gonna be able to outrun them in this rain and mud.
How big are those things? They're just going to collapse our tunnels if they come over us.
Let's go. It's a fair point.
Kaloni, are you okay with all this water?
Is Chloe okay with all this water?
You can like shore up the wall and like ice it so that it doesn't pour into the little rabbit hole that you guys have made. But you're a waterbender. Like, water's not scary. That's
No,
just
I
water.
was just more so. Is it too much for her to bend away? Because I'm just assuming that she's constantly just like.
It's way too much. It's like keeping a lake away. Like if you walked into a lake, Like, could you like keep all the water away
Part
from yourself
the
constantly?
seas.
I can't part the avatar sea, is what you're saying?
Come
Damn
on,
it.
noses.
I'm saying you can. It just might be tiring, right? It might
No,
cost you
yeah.
fatigue. It might cost you some
Extra
resources.
fatigue.
Yeah, so like as long as it's mostly out of the entryway, she'll definitely like block it off and try to keep the ice as solid as possible while I guess the boys do whatever they need to be doing.
Yeah, you guys are fine to pack up camp. I think all of you together, you know, with the ice and the earth, you guys have been able to shore it up enough that it's not like feeling so fast that you're going to drown, right? I think everyone took action on their watch to keep this from becoming a bigger problem. But I think the weather and just the natural geography here, or the unnatural geography, is causing this to be a problem now.
So above or below ground. Look, how close are these things if I peek out?
You peek out, they're going to get to you today.
Okay, is there any way that we can go around them if we take a longer route?
Well,
I think now in the light of day, as you look, you see the like huge plowing machines, water and dirt moving out of their way as they're coming forward. These and like on a tractor, right? These huge like plow going forward from it. But behind it, there seems to be something like moving, and you realize that they're not just like a farmer's plow. This is like a centipede or a millipede with a plow for a face. And as it kind of goes through, it's actually curving and messing up the earth. And all around it are these kind of like worm-like or snake-like things that are coming in and out, burrowing around in the earth, churning everything.
uh-oh.
It looks like they're in huge, like two large groups. And so the way that these two groups are positioned, when they come around, they're going to be like this and pass each other so that they get the whole field. So if that gives you a sense of size, it's like each of these groups is half the field.
And that means there should be a point where when they intersect, that if we can get above that, they won't actually hit us.
They'll be like this. So right now, like say you're here.
Yeah, but if we can get past where your right hand is,
This hand.
your right hand.
Do you want to get like here before they pass?
Yeah, if we can get past that towards the
They're
city.
all the way
Maybe.
up to the wall. So there's no getting past this group.
They
Perhaps.
span the whole distance.
The whole distance.
From
It's
where
like
we
an
are.
overlapping going, you know, like a Zamboni plowing the ice and making sure that every speck of ice has been touched. That's
And
what's
we're
going
a
on.
day away, and they cover half a
Less-
day's
yeah.
land.
Yeah, they're going
Yeah.
fast. They're going really fast.
All right. Well, those things are definitely going to hit us if we go down beneath them. Those worm things. So, you ready to fight?
Dicey.
Nanta's looking around. She's like, well,
Wait.
you guys are all earthbenders. Could you work together like you did for those stairs and the bridge?
Probably flip one if we could.
Yeah.
Try and
Always worth a
Maybe we
shot.
could just work to
Tough with all
support
this
the
water.
cave that we're in.
I mean, she touches like her like armor, like her battle kind of gear, and she's like, no, I mean, I don't know that we can fight that many. Like the one machine that we encountered seemed incredibly deadly. What if you all work together to make a tunnel? I can pull in air to refresh the air in here.
Kalani can help
Yeah.
keep out any water if that happens.
Yeah.
Just
I'm going to use my move called You Missed Something. So when I evaluate a friendly NPC's plan to get something done, I can roll with focus. and on a hit, the GM tells you how you can drastically improve the chances of success.
Nice.
So it's a 10.
Yeah, that's an absolute success. So you hear this, you think of the plan, you know that it's not just going to be the 4, it has to be all 5 earthbenders, including the Avatar, the Dinotaur.
Team Dinotaur.
Team Dinotaur.
Shit.
And you guys are going to need Ananta to pull an air, and you're going to need Koloni to potentially be on the lookout and
For water
using her
leaks and
skills,
such.
yeah, to try and freeze the walls so that water doesn't seep in through them too quickly, faster than it'll fill the tunnel.
Added structural integrity because these worms kind of going into the earth and churning out.
It's kind of like if the dirt was coffee grains and water was going through. So you need to freeze a layer so that the water actually goes around where you are instead of right into where you are. Because
I'm talking about the machines because you're saying there were like worms going into the earth and coming back out of it. So
Yes.
that's more what I'm concerned about than anything else.
Yeah, like we can kind of solidify a layer of dirt into like stone as well.
I'll say like you can make it fairly packed, but for the worms, I think that your best bet, like in this, I think when you're thinking of the plan, is to try and go deeper than there, because you're watching these worms go through, right? And they're kind of like dolphins in the earth. So
But they only go a certain depth. So if I go underneath,
so maybe you can go deeper and try and go like as deep as you can, hit kind of like.
All right, boys, secret tunnel.
And that's where we'll end this episode of Avatar: Age of Bone.
Yes.
Secret tunnel, secret
Secret
tunnel
tunnel.
through the mountains. Secret tunnel.
But remember that song ends with "and dies."
And dies. Hopefully not this time. Thank you all for watching Avatar: The Age of Bone on the Hexagon TTRPG. You can find us at the Hexagon TTRPG everywhere, including Google. You can send us an email for business inquiries at info@thehexagonttrpg.com. And we're going to have another session on Thursday at 7:30, and that's going to be
Chittering Woods.
Chittering Woods.
Boy.
One of the regions of the Hex world, a world that we've created amongst ourselves, world building done by 6 DMs at the same time. Oh my gosh, how does it work? Well, tune in on Thursday and find out. But right now, we're going to do EXP for our players.
EXP.
EXP.
So the way that this framework works, I ask everyone some questions, and all of you will answer and let me know if you grew at all today. So these are the general ones. Did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world today, Team Dinotaur?
These machines are a lot more active than they were
the machines.
Recording
a few
voice.
years ago.
It's pretty interesting.
Yes, recordings are a thing in this world. It's something that people did not know. That's, I think, a really funny one. But yeah, I think there's a ton. I always try to have something exciting, and if there's not, that's a problem. Did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem?
Rufu definitely sought the dangerous threat to Shen's life.
I have
Ding,
a quick
ding, ding.
question. Does that count as taking down a dangerous threat all on my own, would you say?
I'll let you mark that, yeah.
Nice.
Pretty much.
So I'm 3 out of 4 in my legacy of excellence. Just so that we're all honest.
I think like Jolo helped you, but you and Jolo are a unit, kind of. So
Yeah.
slowly, I think more and more less so. And maybe like I'll say that since you used your moment of balance, since you marked off that drive, Jolo maybe from now on is not part of your unit as much in terms of that kind of stuff. He's starting to be his own person, his own
My bird
dinosaur.
is flying. As long as I can
Riding
still
his
tag team,
Yes, absolutely.
if you know what I mean.
Did you guide a character towards balance or end the session at your center?
Yes.
No.
I have one center and I have one
I'm center.
guider. I have 2 centers and 1 guider. I gotta
Not
work.
center,
I gotta
not
move
guide.
some people along the trek. Alrighty. And then we get over to the personal questions. Starting from the top of my list. Rufu, did you express vulnerability by admitting you were wrong?
No, not today. I don't think I was extra bold today.
I think you were extra bold today. Sue, did you make progress towards your goal against your adversary?
Technically, but it wasn't me that restrained the machine monster. It was Rufu.
It was Rufu, but I'll say you beat it like as a group.
Does that still count?
I think that'll count. I mean, you pushed everyone aside. You were like, I'm going to take this thing head on. And then it was like buried.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So your adversary was defeated.
Beautiful.
Do you want to mark a new adversary?
I do. The blonde-haired mystery person.
White.
Or the white-haired, yes.
Absolutely. Jet, did you improve the lives of a community of average citizens or help an ordinary person with their problems?
No. No, sir.
No ordinary people around today. It's barren here and the wilderness and the mud fields. Shen, did you express gratitude to a companion for their presence, support, or teachings?
I did. I thanked Rufu for saving my life.
Absolutely. Mark growth. Yes. Kaloni, did you resolve an issue or conflict relying on something other than your trainings?
No.
Not this time. All right. Well, that's all, folks. Thank you, everyone, for playing, and have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Thanks for having me,
everyone.
guys. Take it
Sweet
easy.
dreams.
Bye.